Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Andy Roo channel. Today I'm doing a fan fiction of what would have happened if Johnny joined Kreese at the end of season 3. Kreese has offered his alliance several times to Johnny throughout the season, where Kreese has said multiple times that this was his last chance to join him. It really makes you wonder if Kreese actually cares about his students. I'll get into that in another video though. The scene I'm talking about is the scene where Johnny kicks down the door and sees Kreese training Robby. Kreese says for the last time that this is really his last chance and asks if he's in or out. There is a moment of silence and Robby tells him to listen to Kreese because he only wants what's best for him. After a longer moment of silence, Johnny decides to attack Kreese and a whole fight breaks out. It seems like Johnny was actually thinking about it for a second, but in reality, Johnny probably never considered joining Kreese and was probably even more mad that Kreese corrupted his own son. Let's just say that Johnny actually heard what Kreese had to say in the bar and what he had to say at the park when he was training Eagle Fang. Maybe he did actually listen to him, but for the sake of this video, we're saying that he did. Instead of attacking Kreese, Johnny sits for a moment and thinks. He realizes that Kreese has always been a father figure to him besides choking him out, and knows that he's been given more than one chance to join him again. He knows Kreese will train Robby either way, and will still train the rest of Cobra Kai without him. Kreese doesn't need Johnny, but is still willing to take him in. After a moment of silence, Johnny says, "Okay, I'm in. Only for Robby." He wants to be on good terms with his son and wants to see him succeed in life. This is the only way he thinks he can help Robby and get close to him again. He starts to realize who he is and also realizes that Cobra Kai is in his blood. No matter what, Kreese will always be his teacher. For once, Johnny chooses Robby over everything else, because that is his son. Johnny still doesn't trust Kreese, but he wants to be there for Robby. He figures that Kreese will train him regardless, so he wants to make sure Robby is going on the right path. So Johnny still feels the same way about Kreese and the Cobra Kai philosophy, but is going about it a different way. Kreese then says, "Very good," with an evil smile. Johnny goes over to Robby and sticks out his hand. Robby smiles, shakes his hand, and they hug. Then several moments later, Daniel barges in the room, sees all three of them together facing him. His fear is blurting out, "You sent them to my house!" but soon realizes that Johnny is also there with Robby. His whole demeanor changes just like how it actually was when he sees Robby. He says, "Robby, what are you doing here? How could you do this? Joining them? And Johnny? What the hell are you doing? So you're back with Kreese again, huh? After everything that's happened, everything he's done to you, and you just forgive him?" Johnny steps up to him and says, "I'm doing this for my son. I'm doing what's right. This is where I belong. And this is where he belongs too. With me. He may be your son, but he's still my student. Robby, you can't listen to them." Robby immediately responds angrily, saying, "But I can listen to you? Look where that got me." "Robby, trust me, you can't go down this dark path like your father did. Believe me, I'm only looking out for your best interest. Don't try to bribe me. I'm staying." Daniel looks more upset and then gets angry, turning to Kreese. "You manipulative psychopath. This is all your fault. You wanted a fight, now you got one." Daniel gets in Kreese's face until Johnny steps in defending Kreese. Hey, you need to cool off, LaRusso." "Oh no, that's not happening. Come on, Johnny, strike first. Let's finish this." Gladly. They then start the fight. It's the rematch after 30 years. Instead of Daniel and Johnny fighting Kreese, it's Daniel and Johnny fighting out their rematch with Kreese and Robby watching. Punches are being thrown, kicks are being flown, blocks, counters, glass breaking, and then Daniel gets Johnny in the perfect spot. He proceeds to use a pressure point technique that Chosen has taught him on Johnny. "I didn't want it to be like this, Johnny." Robby then jumps in to stop Daniel. "Stop it!" Miguel and Sam soon come in after and are confused to see what's going on. Johnny then looks upset to see Miguel in his condition, all bloodied up. He's just reminded that Kreese sent his students to attack the LaRusso house. Johnny now realizes he made a mistake. Sam and Miguel then ask Daniel and Johnny what's going on. Johnny then says, "Miguel, I'm sorry." Daniel immediately follows up with, "He's with Kreese again! They're both lunatics!" "Sensei, is that true?" "Yes, but Miguel, I'm doing the right thing. This is who I am and who we are." Miguel looks very disappointed and shocked. He shakes his head and then walks out. "Miguel, wait!" But it's too late. Miguel has already left. Kreese then comes in with his last line in the real episode. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way. Tournament. If we lose, we both go. If you lose, Daniel cuts him off just like Johnny did in the original episode. We won't lose. You better believe it, you're in for a rude awakening. Daniel and Sam then walk out with Kreese, Robby, and Johnny looking upon them. Johnny obviously conflicted, but is sure he made the right decision. Jeez, writing this ending down felt so badass, but after hearing my voice talk about it, I sound like the biggest dork. I don't care though, this was still fun to make. Now, I'm not sure how the episode would end if that happened. I know for sure that one thing won't happen. Daniel and Johnny are not going to be working together and combining their dojos anymore. I also don't think Kreese would call Terry Silver as well because he has Johnny on his side again. At least for now, I think in this alternate season 4, Johnny would come to his senses and make things right eventually. There are also a few unanswered questions as well. What is the fate of Eagle Fang Karate if Johnny went back to Cobra Kai? Personally, I think they all joined Miyagi-Do because they were all kicked out of Cobra Kai first of all, and they just got into a huge fight with them. They also just made up with Miyagi-Do and were ready to join forces regardless. Hawk also betrayed Cobra Kai because he realized that they were all a bunch of assholes and he was one as well. I could get into Hawk's redemption in another video, but we just need to know what Hawk and Miguel will do now that Johnny is back with Cobra Kai. I believe most of Eagle Fang will be confused and Daniel will be the one to talk to them because there's no way they can go back to Cobra Kai. I believe Johnny would try to convince Miguel and Hawk at least to join Cobra Kai again, but I think they will feel betrayed, especially Miguel since Johnny is his father figure. He would be confused and disappointed. First you say no mercy and attack the enemy first, then you say show mercy and don't start the fight, now you're going back to the first lesson? Miguel will be in desperate need of guidance, and Daniel will be the one that is there for him. As much as Miguel trusts Johnny, he can't do it this time. His conscience is stopping him. He knows what is right now and cannot go back on that. It's the same with Hawk, so essentially the roles will be completely reversed. Miguel will be in Miyagi-Do fighting Robby in Cobra Kai. As Miguel gets further and further away from Johnny, he will get closer to Daniel, ultimately pushing him away from Johnny because of the Miyagi-Do lessons. As for his relationship with Carmen, I don't think much would change there, to be honest. She would obviously know Miguel is upset, but will probably think it's just a teenage thing because Johnny will explain that he's just doing the right thing. This time, Carmen will actually believe him because of everything that he's done for him so far, plus they're pretty much a thing. I could go on and on about this alternate universe, but I think you get the point. I don't want to go this far into something that I made up essentially when I haven't even gone this far with what actually happened in the show. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Disagree? I try to make it as realistic as possible without changing Johnny's character too much because ultimately he wants to do the right thing, which just screws up a lot like he's done before. This would be the same case in this alternate universe. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please punch the shit out of that like button and subscribe to see more content like this. Seriously, let me know if you want to see more fan fictions like this because I have tons of ideas that could go way back to season 1 even. My Instagram is in the description if you want to follow me and stay up to date on when I post. You can expect a new video real soon. Until that video, peace.